turn back eye. Inside of Mexico's toughest prison, the Fugitive. Shout out to Fugitive. Let's go.
For years, Mexico has been plagued with a scourge of cartels, drugs, and terrorism. And from El Chapo to Pablo Escobar, cartel members have generally brought pain wherever they go. So, it's only fitting that some of the world's worst criminals would be locked away in some of the world's worst prisons. These are where the walls are high, hope is lost, the guards are armed, and the inmates are more ruthless than ever before. So, buckle up and get ready as we delve into the depths of fear and take an unforgettable journey into
I've seen some prison in El Salvador, some clips of that.
First on our
It's looking
list
spooky
is
over there, I ain't gonna lie.
Penitentiary. El Hongo Penitentiary is one of the most secure and notorious prisons in Mexico. It is located on barren land in Tecate, Baja California, and holds some of the country's most dangerous and feared cartel members, who are kept behind high walls, multiple guard towers, and advanced security measures. This prison is classified as a super maximum prison, and rightfully so. Around the prison are towers with snipers ready to shoot anybody who tries to come in and leave unannounced. Then, at the entrance, no matter who you think you are, the control center must vet you before allowing you to walk into the prison. The security measures don't just stop there. At the entrance to the main prison building, guards require an iris scan and fingerprint to be allowed in. Afterward, they must be scrubbed and patted down for contraband, like guns, drugs, and even cigarettes. At the start of the day, every guard's first stop is the weapons storeroom, where they have tear gas, batons, and all they need to keep the prisoners in check, except for guns, as that isn't allowed on the prison grounds. The El Hongo Penitentiary is divided into three sections. El Hongo 1 houses criminals of various kinds, from murderers to drug dealers, numbering about 3,000. El Hongo 2, the next section, has a higher level of security with a special section called the F Block, dedicated to gang members and rebels, or anyone that El Hongo deems too dangerous to be with the others. However, El Hongo 3 trumps the other sections. It is a certified super maximum prison, where even the guards enter with care. It houses only about 300 inmates. Still, there's an even more dangerous section in El Hongo 3, La Flor, which translates to the flower in English. It's a special prison within the prison, and houses the worst of the worst. The captain of the guards at El Hongo 3 has to do rounds in this special section every week. What's scary is that even though these prisoners are behind bars in a 9x6 wall, the guards have to enter in a closed formation to protect themselves from prisoners, because with most of the prisoners serving 60 to 70 years, they have absolutely nothing to lose. Organized crime.
Man, my best advice is not to go to prison, man. This shit ain't no game, bro. 60 to 70 years, bro. That's your whole life right there in your hands. Stripped away from you just because you made the wrong decision. Now, look, man. Whatever game, whoever you trying to impress, bro, there's nothing wrong with being cool. You can be cool like me, you know, and get in no trouble. Why go out there and go fuck up and try to get in trouble? You know what I'm saying? Like, honestly, I'm not even gonna lie. This is like, some people don't got there to lose. Like 60, 70 years.
Cartel bosses, corrupt officials, drug barons. La Flor houses mines that could become weapons of mass destruction for the entire country. Back at El Hongo 2 in the F Block.
Whoa. What are we talking
Organized
about?
crime, cartel bosses, corrupt officials, drug barons. La Flor houses mines that could become weapons of mass destruction for the entire country. Back at El Hongo 2 in the F Block, where the prison holds people who incite other prisoners, the El Hongo prison management keeps F Block prisoners isolated from others and ensures that they only have 2 hours of yard time per week. But still, these men have developed an intricate system of hand signs, secret words, and even use slings to send messages to each other across levels and trade food. A testament to just how dangerous and inventive these prisoners are. El Hongo, hailed for its thorough security measures, also treats families and friends of prisoners visiting as potential threats. Phone and drug sniffing dogs, metal detection, and full body searches are all brought out on visiting day. And since drug smuggling has become more sophisticated as time has gone by, the El Hongo guards ensure the dogs sniff every gift brought. If you are caught smuggling any contraband into the prison, I fear you may never leave. The El Hongo prison director doesn't joke with crimes like that, and defaulters can get up to 25 years. As a warning to all, there is a wall with pictures.
Wow, that's crazy. Just for you being a regular parent or guardian, wife, mom, sister, brother, whoever, you come, bring, the prisoner who you come to see some drugs, you go away for 25 years just for doing that. And look how little these pieces of drugs is that these people are bringing through. And now some of these people probably serving 25 years just because they played around like that. Crazy.
of those who dared disobey. Not only are these security measures strict even for families, the location of the prison makes it hard for them to visit in the first place. Located in the middle of nowhere, far from cities,
Yeah,
El
it
Hongo
does
can
look
be
in the
a
middle
very
of nowhere.
isolating experience for prisoners with no family to make the extra trip. With phone jammers, snipers, drug-sniffing dogs, isolation, and prison raids, El Hongo remains one of the most effective facilities in Mexico for containing and controlling the activities of the country's most dangerous criminals. With a zero-tolerance policy for violence and a commitment to security, the guards and staff at El Hongo work tirelessly to maintain order and keep the inmates in check. Next up, Altiplano Federal Prison. This prison housed El Chapo himself, as well as other cartel leaders, including the infamous Servando La Tuta Gomez Martinez of the Knights Templar cartel. Altiplano Federal Prison in Almoloya de Juarez is a maximum security prison, known for its high security measures and for housing some of Mexico's most dangerous criminals. This historic prison was opened in 1990 and is one of the most secure prisons in Mexico. The prison is surrounded by high walls made of reinforced concrete. The living conditions in Altiplano Federal Prison are cramped and would be a nightmare for any claustrophobe. The cells are small and lack natural light and fresh air. Prisoners may have access to basic amenities such as a bed, toilet, and sink, but the quality of medical care has been seriously criticized. The airspace above the facility is
That's the one
strictly off
Chapo
limits to any
broke out of,
aircraft to prevent any daring move at an aerial escape. But that's not all. The airwaves in the surrounding area have also been carefully restricted to stop any sneaky cell phone communications between the prisoners. Altiplano also boasts multiple layers of security on the ground. Every inch of the prison is monitored by CCTV cameras, ensuring that no move goes unnoticed. And
Prison.
How did El Chapo
Lenses that unlock
escape,
the
man?
moment when your
How
focus is
did
pure
that
and the
happen?
path is revealed.
How did that happen?
visitors are also stopped from bringing in any contraband. All entry points are equipped with metal, drug, and explosive detectors. One of the most infamous prisoners to be housed in Altiplano Federal Prison was Mexican drug lord Joaquin El Chapo Guzman, where unfortunately he escaped.
This is the moment Joaquin El Chapo Guzman makes the Mexican government look ridiculous.
Crazy.
Pacing up and down in his cell, calmly, waiting. These are the last images of Guzman before he makes the most
He said,
daring
"I'm getting
escape
up outta
in
here."
history. At one point, he appears to bend forward, focusing on something in the floor of the shower. Then, he sits down, appearing to remove his sandals, and then he vanishes.
Guzman was eventually recaptured and returned to Altiplano.
Got caught up. Damn. That shit crazy. Like, nigga, once you start getting... See, we know about the DEA, but once you get caught up by a police named HSI, bro, your crimes are severe, bro. Like, bro, I never even heard of HSI. Once you start getting caught up by people like them, you really fucked up, bro. You really crossed the line. I ain't gonna lie, you
Held
crossed the
until
line
his
at that
extradition
point.
to the United States in 2017. His escape and recapture made headlines around the world and cemented Altiplano Federal Prison's reputation as one of the toughest prisons in Mexico. The prison and Guzman's notorious escape from it have been depicted in popular culture, including in the Netflix series El Chapo. The show has added to the notoriety of Altiplano and its reputation as a secure and well-guarded facility. Next up, La Mesa. In the heart of Tijuana, near the US-Mexico border, is a prison that would put the fear of God into the hearts of the strongest people. Overcrowding, molding walls, isolation, and despair characterize this prison. Initially, this prison was a free-for-all, where everything and anything went, with the simple caveat that no one breaks out. La Mesa was known as the village, because it had all the qualities of one: drugs, shops, trading, alcohol, and gang wars. In fact, prisoners could leave their cells any time, but it reached a tipping point that caused a serious riot. This caused the prison to fall under new management that imposed a near-authoritarian state to bring order. All this was made possible by the prison director, the one that drives fear into the hearts of the inmates.
I am very proud.
Gotta get these folks
This
rehabilitation.
prison used to be notorious.
Not
Director
squeeze them
Cesar
together.
Daniel Ramirez
Human
Acevedo.
beings now.
Director Acevedo rules with an
Like,
iron
I understand
fist.
the whole logic behind the rise, but it's like these people need rehabilitation, man. Rehabilitation. Not being squeezed together. It's not like, that's not making things better. Oh, let's squeeze them together, they'll learn. Dude, you got people probably up in there for life. They got nothing to lose. They don't really care about all that. Get some of these folks from rehabilitation. You know what I'm saying? Let everybody like get along, communicate, have some, I'm not saying treat them best of the best. I mean, he did crime, so you pay your debt to society, but you don't have to treat them like fucking squeeze them again. Come on
All
now.
rules are followed. Every morning at La Mesa starts the same. All the guards undergo a security search, physical search, metal detector, and security scan are done regardless of position. Then they all get ready to keep 3,000 plus inmates in check. The inmates at La Mesa are divided according to sex, age, level of risk, and crime. Section 1 houses thieves and those that have violent crimes. Section 2 focuses on criminals with a low risk profile. Section 3 and 4 contain the elderly, prison workers, and petty criminals. Housed in Section 5 are the sick and sex offenders. Then, cut away from every other section, is Section 6. It contains only the worst and serves as an
like the
isolation
lifers?
cell for cartel killers, high-ranking cartel members, and serial killers, the truly despicable ones. Finally, there is a different section for women.
Crazy.
For committing crimes in Tijuana that cause one's luck to run out and bring them to La Mesa, you get to share a cell that holds an average of 8 to 10 people in just a 4x4 space with no privacy, stagnant air, moldy walls, and risk of infections of every kind. Inmates are only allowed very few belongings, just the essentials, hygiene products, maybe a picture of a loved one, and
That's crazy. Like, in the cell with 8 people, man, they just get horny. There's all type of emotions going through your head. You probably got to deal with this for a long time. You just probably losing your mind up in there. You probably don't know. You probably just going through it up in there. You know what I'm saying?
and memories of a time outside locked in their minds.
Mainly a few pieces of clothing, towels, and small
Right.
souvenirs from the world outside. All stripped back to the bare essentials.
Any condition even vaguely similar to this would cause anyone to lose hope and break. But even worse off than the Mexican locals at La Mesa are the English-speaking ones. For example, inmates from the US are kept separate in equally deplorable situations, with no interpreter and a big language barrier between them and the other inmates, not to mention the prison workers. They are like lost children in a desert, with some not even being able to contact their families. Deplorable conditions are an understatement. Every day at La Mesa is a ticking time bomb, and it's the job of the guards to keep the relative peace. In an overpopulated prison like La Mesa, rival cartels are bound to come together, a recipe for disaster. The warden tries to curtail this by limiting yard time to only 2 hours per week. This way, people in different cells and blocks wouldn't get to mingle except for 2 hours. That is 2 hours of fresh air and sunlight per week. This is 166 hours of being locked away in a cell every week. This is hell. The inmates at La Mesa eat, sleep, bathe, and even exercise in the confines
And you gotta
of their
think about it.
cells,
Some
strictly
people are doing this
isolated,
for years.
watched 24/7, treated with contempt, and pushed down to the depths of despair. These are the realities of those people in La Mesa. But again, it is even worse for those that end up in the isolation cell. No electricity, lesser access to sunlight, locked away, forced to live in sweat, humid air, and sometimes even without running water or toilet paper, and no bearing on time or when they'd be allowed to leave. Being caught with contraband or faulting one of the prison's rules can get you sent here. For most of the inmates at La Mesa, it's about
Crazy.
living each day, one at a time, trying to hold their heads above the water and just survive. With La Mesa in the middle of a
That's how you
bustling
make a
and
person
vibrant
go
city, inmates can hear
insane.
people living their
Like,
lives.
are we here to make the people, like I said, do the crime, I understand, right? Are we here to make things better or make people go fucking insane? What is the deal here? I just want to know. I think we should be trying to get some of these people to be better. Like, you stole something out of the store, robbed. Like, people gotta come out with a better mindset. We don't need people just going fucking crazy up in there. It's not gonna help anything. It's gonna make them go out there and we're gonna do something even stupider. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta come on, man. You gotta be better.
The constant sound of freedom and
Gotta be
regular
better.
life, reminding each one of them of the life they are missing. That's it for today's episode of Mexico's
Ah, man. Sad city, man. Sad city. Ah, man. Stay out of jail, man. Don't do nothing stupid, man. Hopefully, y'all watch this and be like, nah, I don't want to do nothing stupid. I understand it's in Mexico, but they claim you get sent. Who knows? The point is you want to be in prison in general. So don't be trying, oh, well, at least it ain't. No.